Sickness here with another Game Boy Pickups video for you guys. And like I mentioned in the last Game Boy Pickups video, I have so much stuff. I am way backed up on Game Boy games to show you guys. I've gotten a lot of stuff in the mail. I've gotten tons of stuff from Listia. Like every day I'm getting another Game Boy game. Because unfortunately, as I mentioned before, when it comes to Listia, I just haven't been finding a ton of movies and stuff that I've really been all that interested in. It just, I was getting tons of movies from Listia, like, all the time, and now it's just kind of like I find like ones here and there I'm interested in, but I find Game Boy games constantly. So really, Listia is becoming my new place for Game Boy games, and not so much movies anymore. But hopefully that'll turn around, because I'd rather be getting movies than Game Boy games. But anyway, like every day, getting more Game Boy games in. So let's take a look at what I've got off Listia. So we got some packages here, so let's dive in. All right, so first package here. All right, we got one game. We have BattleBots, Design and Destroy, and it's just what it is. It's BattleBots. If you've seen the show on TV, you design your own bot, and then you go around and you battle them. So it is just BattleBots. Not too much more to say about it than that. If you like the idea of BattleBots, you'll probably like this. I have to say, I didn't really care for the controls too much. It didn't seem like super easy to control your robot. I will say that was a little bit of a downfall. Had they figured out a better way to control your robot, probably would have been better, but yeah, it was kind of getting destroyed by the robots, because I mean, you're playing against the computer, who can like perfectly control the robots and all the weapons and the steering and everything like that, and you're like, I can't get my weapons to work. So, you know, it's not perfect, but it's okay, and maybe once you get the hang of it, it'll become better. All right, next package here with some Dora on it. Very cool. All right, we got two in this one. Oh, all right. Bit of a story on this one. We have Chicken Run for the Game Boy Color and Monsters, Inc. for the Game Boy Color. Neither of which I can tell you about, because neither of these games worked. First of all, look how dirty this is. Like, yikes. Like, what happened to that? It's just, yeesh. Covered in dirt. This one, not so dirty, but still not great. So, unfortunately, I could not get either of these games to work. And I did clean them. Rubbing alcohol and cleaned them all off and did everything I possibly could to clean these as best as I could, and they still would not work. So I contacted when you get something that doesn't work or something doesn't show up or something like that, you can file like a claim on Listia, and a moderator on Listia will decide whether to give you your points back or not. And they basically just asked me, hey, can you send some video of the game's not working? Sent them video of both these games not working, and the mod, like within a couple hours, contacted me back and said, here's your points back. They're not working. And actually, it was funny, because the guy was trying to say, oh, they worked when I sent them out, and I cleaned them, and they're perfectly fine, and whatnot. The mod just wrote back, she's like, basically just calling the guy a complete BS liar. I found that amusing. So, I don't know. I have them both in my collection, but they don't work. I'm going to try cleaning them some more. I don't know how much better I can clean them, but maybe if I give them just another cleaning, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm hoping at some point, somehow, I can get these games to play. I might try like another way of cleaning them, other than rubbing alcohol. Might try something else. I'm not so sure. But as of right now, can't get either of these games to play. But I got them for free, basically. So, guess I can't complain too much. All right, next package. This one coming from Canada. We have, cool. We got Rugrats Cat. That's like stuff falls out of it. That's not good. Rugrats Castle Capers. I really don't remember this game. I did play it. I just don't really remember what happens in this game at all. So, unfortunately, I can't really talk about it. I want to say I was thinking it was going to be, I remember thinking it was going to be like a crazy castle type game, like, which would have been cool. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I was just running around as, like, Chucky. Or I think you could choose your character, I think. Anyway, I don't know. Obviously, it didn't really stick in my head. So, Rugrats, Castle Capers. Got that. All right. Next package. Yeah, one game in here. As I throw it on the ground, and now I can't find it. There it is. I found it. We have Madagascar Operation Penguin. And once again, I really don't remember too much about this game at all. I told you guys, I'm so backed up in these games. I do test all these games out to make sure they work and they're playing and everything like that. And, you know, again, I definitely make sure they're working. But sometimes it's been a few weeks since I've actually tested these games out, and I only test them very quickly unless the game actually ends up being really cool and I end up playing it for a while. So if I remember correctly, I want to say, or was that their first Madagascar game? I want to say I was running around as some of the characters, and it just wasn't very fun. Like it was kind of like a platforming game, but it was just boring, like a very watered down platforming game, if I'm remembering that correctly. So anyway, obviously, again, did not stick in my head. All right. Oh, here we go, guys. We have Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Color. Now, this is fantastic. Rare did such an amazing job with the Donkey Kong Land games and then converting Donkey Kong Country to the Game Boy Color. Just absolutely amazing. If you play the Donkey Kong Country games for like the 16-bit Donkey Kong Country games for the Super Nintendo, and then they re-released them for the Game Boy Advance. But it's just amazing when you pick up like a Donkey Kong Land game, and it feels like you're playing a Donkey Kong Country game on your black and white Game Boy. And then when they convert Donkey Kong Country over to the Game Boy Color, you're thinking, how can they do that? How can they take a 16-bit game and turn it into an 8-bit game on the Game Boy Color? And they do such a great job. This just goes to show you, like, just Rare is just amazing. So this is a great conversion. It's one of those things where even though I have Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Advance, I'll still pop this one into play. It's so well done. So I had to get this. Very awesome. I was really excited to win this. This is such a great game right there. All right, another one here. This one coming from China. That's what it says. All right, we have, oh boy. Okay, we have Happy Feet, which was, yeah, pretty boring. You're running around as your main Happy Feet character, the penguin, and does he have a name? I'm sure he does. Anyway, you're running around as him. These movies were okay. Happy Feet and Happy Feet 2, I was just like, I wasn't blown away by the movies. Even though it won like best movie for the year. I mentioned in the last video that this movie won best movie for the year when Monster House should have won that year. Anyway, but best animated movie of the year. Anyway, you're like running around a stage, and the first stage is like teaching you how to use your abilities to do stuff, and you're like breaking ice and jumping, and just, it's boring. Enough said. I found this very boring. You're just kind of jumping around, doing really nothing. It's just a watered down platformer. That's the problem. Like, I feel so bad for kids these days. When I was a kid, again, growing up with like Nintendo and stuff like that, you really didn't have like, I mean, unless you got like, you're picking up something really, really, really like meant for young children. I mean, you're picking up like Sesame Street or something like that. Maybe, although even sometimes those games were difficult. But for the most part, like everything you picked up, if it was just a regular game, was, at least somewhat challenging. There was some challenge to it. Nowadays, it's like, oh, this game's for kids. Let's make it super duper easy. And, all kids should be winners. It's a shame. So, anyway, very watered down. Not much fun. All right. Oh, we got a few. Oh, no, we got one in here. But this is cool. In a plastic baggie, we have, there you go, Pokemon Pinball for the Game Boy Color. Came with a manual. That was pretty cool. So, here it is. One of those fun, unfortunately, somebody wrote their name on it, bastards. But one of those fun releases that come with the little compartment for a battery. So it can, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yes, it rumbles. It's a rumble pack right there. So very cool. So there's a little thing in here that spins around and rumbles. I have a couple clear ones of these, and you can actually see the little thing inside rumbling. So I do have, I think a Missile Command and like a Star Wars Pod Racer cart like this. So very cool. So now I have another one. Awesome. And to be honest, I wasn't blown away by this. I love pinball games. I'm a big fan of pinball games, even when it comes to like, electronic pinball games like this. I find them to be fun. I just love pinball games. But this one, it just seemed kind of boring. I didn't really like the way it was set up. Maybe as you play along, the tables get better. But as far as the first table was concerned, it just seemed really like watered down. It wasn't really fast paced. The ball seemed to move too slow. It just wasn't a very good pinball game. As far as pinball games are concerned, wouldn't say that Pokemon Pinball was one of my favorites, which is a shame because I love Pokemon and I love pinball. So you put them together, sounds like a winning combination, but they didn't do a very good job with it. So I wasn't blown away by this, unfortunately. If I want to play a pinball game, there's other ones I'll pick. But it did come with the manual, so that's cool. In fact, does it mention like the other tables? Oh my god, there's so much in here. I don't know. Anyway, cool. All right, and then last package here. Oh, how many do we have here? We have This was a great win. We have 3 classic black and white games here for the Game Boy. Awesome stuff in here. So, let's take a look at the first one here. We have the classic Pac-Man. You can't go wrong with Pac-Man. It is what it is. It's just classic Pac-Man. It is awesome. Pac-Man's just such a fun game. Now I have Pac-Man and this Pac-Man for the original Game Boy. So very cool. I don't have much to say about it. I'm sure we've all played Pac-Man. It's great. This is a great game. Just a great port to the Game Boy. Love it. Definitely excited about that. But the next 2 games here, so excited about. All right, so first one we have here is a game that I absolutely love. Again, a game I used to own back in the day when I had a Game Boy years ago, and that is Batman Return of the Joker. This is such a good Batman game. I love it. I mean, the controls are a little bit difficult to get used to at first. Once you get used to it, it's so much fun. Jumping, you can grapple onto walls. It's almost like I would say like Ninja Gaiden, kind of, sort of, a little bit. But as far as like when you like jump into the walls and stuff like that, it's so much fun. I love this game. It's a great Batman game, an absolutely fantastic platformer, just amazing. I love this game. I used to play it all the time on the Game Boy. So excited to own it once again. Unfortunately, a little bit of, you know, you can see a little bit of damage, color damage to the artwork there, but still awesome. Look at Joker. Like, I think he has the bat symbols in his eyes. That's just some awesome artwork there. Great game. Very cool. And then this is great. We have Batman the video game, which is also awesome. Now, this is almost like, I mean, it almost felt like if you played the original Super Mario Land, you know, it's very primitive when it comes to it being a Game Boy game. It feels like a very early Game Boy game, and this almost feels like Batman Land. Like it's almost like Super Mario Land, but kind of with Batman. Like it's with the blocks and the character. It has that feel to it. It has a very early Game Boy feel to it, but it's really well done. It's a short game, but it's very challenging, and I was gonna beat this one. I started playing it. It's one of those things where I tested to play it, and I found myself playing, and it got to the point where I got to the level right before you battle Joker, and I couldn't beat it. I was trying to beat it all night long, couldn't do it, and the game gives you unlimited continues, so that's good. If you die, you can just keep continuing, and it starts you on, unfortunately, it doesn't start you on that level you died. Levels are broken up like you know, 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, like stuff like that. It'll start you at 1-1, or if you died on like the, you know, 2-1, or if you died on like 2-2, it'll start you at 2-1, you know what I'm saying? So I was on, I think it's only, there's like 3 levels, and I was on like, I think the last one is 3-1 and 3-2. I kept dying on 3-2, that's the level right before Joker. But of course it kept starting me on 3-1, which 3-1 wasn't too difficult. I could get through that pretty easily, but 3-2 was just so ridiculously hard. I got to the point where I just couldn't beat it. And even though it got continues, I could just keep playing and trying to get through it. It just got to the point where I was like, I have 2 choices. There's no saves on here. There's no password on here either, which sucks. So my choice was just leave my Game Boy on and just come back to it and just keep playing for like, you know, leave my Game Boy on for days and days until hopefully I can at some point beat the game, or just say the hell with it, turn it off, and try again some other day. And I even looked up Game Genie codes. There's no level skip Game Genie codes or anything like that. So basically, I'm screwed. If I want to play this, I got to play it all the way through to try and get back up the Joker. So I got really close, almost beat the game, but again, I wasn't going to leave my Game Boy on like all night and probably all day again and all that. You know, who knows how long it would take me to beat that level. So I wasn't going to do it. I really wish this had a password system. If this game had a password system, I would say this game would be absolutely 100% perfect. Because if I could just be like, all right, I'm on that level, I can't get through it, but you know what? I'm going to let myself go, you know, for tonight. I'll come back to it tomorrow. I pop it in, type the password in, get to level, even if it was like, type the password in and get to level like 3-1. I had to beat 3-1 again. And then, you know, I could deal with that. But there's nothing like that. It's just, you just got to play it straight through. And it's not a super long game, but it gets pretty difficult towards the end. And it is what it is, but it's so much fun. It is a really, really good game. And again, I would give this game like a 9 out of 10. The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is because it doesn't have a password system. I wouldn't expect, it's an early Game Boy game. I don't expect it to have a save feature, but a password system would have at least been nice. So that's the only reason why I'm going to take a point off. But otherwise, it's a brilliant game. Love it. So, all right, guys. There you go. That's it for today's Game Boy Pickups video. A lot of awesome stuff. I have like, I mean, probably like 2 more videos worth of stuff to show you guys. We will get to that probably not until next week, but It's coming, guys. I'm going to get through all this stuff we'll try to get through it very quickly because there's just so much to show you guys. So, all right. So that's it. So like I always say, thanks. Thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button. And also, if you want to see a brand new video from me every single day, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And also, if you're not already over at oh my God, I can't talk. If you're not already over at cinemasickness.com, head on over there, check it out for everything Cinema Sickness. A lot more to see over there, including my entire Game Boy collection. So definitely head over there and check it out if you're not already there. So, all right, guys, that's it. So I'll see you on my next Game Boy Pickups video, and I'll see you on my next Daily Sickness video. See you then, guys. Bye.